Here we've got our charger. I mean, it takes light from the sun, makes it into electricity, stores it in a battery, and puts it on the hot wire. Take the hot terminal, knock it up to the high side of the battery. There we go, got it. Reinsert the screw that keeps the battery in there. And the battery's hooked up. Next step will be to install a T-post. Ideally, you'll have a 3-foot copper rod that you drive into the ground to hook it up to a ground. The customer forgot to get one of those, but since I'll be out here in 3 days anyway to reinstall it when it comes in, for now, I'm gonna ground it straight to the T-post. But Andrew, that's not gonna work, mate. It's gonna rust. Yeah, it's gonna rust. That's why you want copper. But this only needs to conduct for about 3 days. Now be careful, because once this is in, I've seen guys on taller posts come up too far and then pull down, boom, split their wig. Okay? Sorry about all the wind noise. While I'm pounding this, I want y'all to pound the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be plenty good ground for 3 days. So we're gonna go ahead and point this in the southerly-most direction we can. See, got these clips. So we've got the high side on. We're gonna do the exact same process here with the low side. So here we go. So we've got our ground spot grounded. We've got our wire, which I'll show you how it's mounted. But for now, I'm gonna double it over, pull it through this final conductor, and then whatever's left over, I'm gonna tie off. Okay, we are tied off. Landscapers were encroaching on my turf, but we come from a tight, secure connection on the hot side of the charger and just rudimentarily clip it onto our conductor, which we have ran down for 500 feet. And then we come off the low side of the charger, ground into bare steel on this, albeit temporary ground rod. You know, I don't say it enough. There's a million ways you could spend your time on YouTube watching these big polished content creators who are that way for a reason. They make good content and they do it regularly and they apply themselves. So the fact that you're here and you've made it this far into this video, that really means a lot to me. I'm trying to get this channel off the ground. Every view, every like, every subscribe, it means the world to me, so thank you. For real. So you've seen the basic connections here. I'm gonna take a razor blade and I'm gonna cut off the excess because that would just be hot wire, you know? Any length is too much to just have hot floating around in the wind. So we're going to spool up the rest of our wire. Might have 120, 130 feet left for patches if something ever happens. But then I'll show you a little bit of how the brackets were mounted. I'll also show you how we break the hot conductor for a gate. And then that'll pretty much be a wrap. Okay, so here we have the gate. If it were latched, they would need to reach over and grab this insulated handle. And they would take it and hang it on this side while they cross through the gate, then put it back. Reason being is because right now, only that is hot and connected to the charger. None of that 385 feet is hot. Again, you take the insulator here, be careful not to touch down here, don't touch up here, and you just make that connection between the two pieces of galvanized steel, and now all that's hot again. That allows you to open the gate, bring horses through, bring a pickup through. These are coarse threaded. You're supposed to drill a pilot hole in a wood fence post and then torque those in. So I just bent it around a little and I welded it on. That's super sturdy. That's not going anywhere. I'm also going to cut the ends off of these. 90% of the work on putting up an electric fence, or a hot wire in this case, is tedious stuff. Once you've seen how I did that, rented a generator, put the generator and the welder in my truck and just crept along one post at a time. I would bend the bracket, I would grind a spot of bare metal to weld to, I'd grind a spot for the welder ground, tack it on, move on to the next. For what is essentially just under 1/8 of a mile, but I got it done. I rented the Jenny for 4 hours and had it back on time, if that tells you anything. And it's a 20-minute drive. I was hustling out here. I mean, as you can see, this was a heck of a project. I mean, like I said, that's just under 1/8 of a mile down there. And they're absolutely laser straight all the way down. At the end down there, the wire is just tied off to the last bracket, just like down by the charger. That one holds the tension and it's got a much more substantial weld. So honestly, y'all, that does it. I mean, there's really not much to it. Most people who look up and click this video are probably just wanting to double check that they know what they're doing the right way as far as hooking up the charger goes. Open the compartment, hook up the battery, hook up the clips, clip it to the wire, clip the ground to whatever you're using as a ground, and just seeing how this gate mechanism works. This is called a gate jumper or a gate bridge. I know everybody's busy. You get home, you get on YouTube, you got limited time. The fact that y'all chose to support my new fledgling channel and you're still here at this point in the video, can't tell you how much that means. So I'm gonna have you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and have you just mash the like button. Just smash it. And you know, I got other videos. You know, this is my newest video. This one I think you can learn a lot from also. Other than that, have a good rest of your day, you know. Watch another one of my videos. Like this one, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one.